Total technical failure. Bought new headphones, thinking they had a mic on them, but I'm not seeing no mic on here, and no one could hear me on Instagram, which is what I was on my phone. So that's disappointing, but let's continue in the spirit of the flow because that's what we're here for. And yeah, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to learn about the flow because earlier I wanted to cancel the stream just due to overworking, I guess. But that's not what being in the flow is about. So we're going to do this thing. And with only about 20 minutes to prepare, we'll see how it goes. But today, we're going to talk about the state of flow. So, yeah, if you've heard about the state of flow, you've probably heard it through that quote by Bruce Lee, Be Like Water. It's about finding your flow and being effortless in all your endeavors and actions. But besides that, the textbook definition of flow that I found on Wikipedia is in positive psychology, a flow state, also known as being in the zone, is a state which a person performing some activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized, focused, full involvement, and enjoyment in the process of the activity. So that's the textbook definition of the flow state. And to me, the flow state has really helped me to establish who I am today. And found flow through Tai Chi and yoga and meditation and dancing and music and through some of the herbal supplements that I take to enhance focus. But yeah, if I wouldn't have learned about any of these things, I definitely wouldn't be as far as I am today, especially with Tai Chi and yoga, because growing up dealing with a lot of anxiety and PTSD, uh, just a lot of mental health dysfunction, I just was really trying to figure out a way to be able to focus and be productive still. So, learning Tai Chi and yoga, especially, those two really helped me to tap into that state because it kind of forces you, if you're moving and finding flow through movement, your mind will eventually get there pretty quick. So, those are the two easiest ways for me as far as finding the flow. Because most people, they think about like meditating, that's a little harder because you have to sit still. And of course, dancing and playing music are great ways to find the flow. As I grew up doing those, I guess I've just been in the flow my whole life without even realizing it. But a lot of people these days, they don't even know how to be in the flow. And so that's why we're here. And let's go over some of the first steps. So, to begin to understand the flow, you kind of have to learn more about the philosophy behind it. So, I picked a couple of good quotes that I think kind of can put your mind into the flow state just by thinking about them. So, the first one is, well, they're all by Lao Tzu, which is the ancient Taoist philosopher that basically popularized that philosophy. If you know anything about Chinese history. But the first quote is, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step." So it's pretty simple, but if you really think about it, it's like when you feel like all those things that you're trying to accomplish are 1,000 miles away, putting just that one step of laser focus up front is going to really help you enter that flow. Um, the next one. A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent on arriving. So basically, to be able to enjoy traveling and through the stressors of life and enjoyments of life, I guess he was trying to uh, portray that you shouldn't try to attach an outcome to things in order to keep a state of flow. So the next one would be directly from the Tao Te Ching, which is kind of like the Bible of Taoism. But this one is, "That which offers no resistance overcomes the hardest substances. That which offers no resistance can enter where there is no space. Few in the world can comprehend the teachings without words or understand the value of non-action." So to me, basically this quote is saying to find the flow, you can't really speak about it or think about it. You just kind of have to learn how to become present in it. It's not really something you could think your way into as much as just not thinking, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, we're gonna help guide you into the flow state. And to begin, we're gonna do some self massage. So, it's a very easy way to relax the mind and activate the parasympathetic nervous system so we can easily enter the flow. Easy way to do this is by massaging the hands. So I'll show you how I do it myself. But basically, you're going to take your thumb, and you know how your hand has those joints that go up from the palm into the fingers, right? If you've seen a skeleton, you know that the bones of the hand, the metacarpals, travel down from the base of the fingers. Each finger has one to the wrist. So what you want to do is you want to take your thumb and go in between those bones. So you want to put a lot of pressure, like firm pressure, hold it in a spot, and then you're slowly going to drag it up in between. So go ahead and start massaging your hand, starting from the wrist all the way up to the base of the finger, going in between the bones. Now, if you have never experienced the flow state, after a few repetitions of this, you'll begin to feel how you're supposed to feel when you've entered the flow. So you should be feeling more relaxed and able to think a little more clearly. And then go ahead and do the other hand. It doesn't need to be super slow, or too fast, just enough time for the finger to make contact with each fiber of fascia in there. And then we'll move on to the next part, which is going to be acupressure. So I chose the pericardium 6 point for relaxation and stress relief. So if you take your hand and 3 fingers, place the 3 fingers at the wrist here, and then the part where your index finger is, or the finger furthest away from the wrist, you're going to press down firmly in that area. And we'll hold it for about a minute and focus on breathing deep in through your nose and expanding the rib cage like a big Buddha belly breath. And a pause. And then you're going to, from the belly, push the air out so your belly vacuums in. This will help to stimulate the flow of chi and get your mind and body more prepared for the flow state. So pericardium 6 is right beneath the wrist for relaxation. And then from here, we're going to do a little yoga. If you're sitting down or standing, you can do it just for the wrists and elbows. So what you want to do is you're going to take your hand and pull all your fingers back like this. And then from here, you're going to push your hand against your fingers. So the hand you're stretching, you're going to push into your fingers and get a little more of a stretch out of it. And then you're going to take a deep breath. And pause. And go ahead and breathe out all of the stress and tension that's collected in your hands for the day. And trying to become more aware of how the hand feels through breathing in deep into the body to increase your awareness. And then go ahead and switch to the other hand here and push the hand in to the fingers. And we'll go ahead and take another deep breath in and pause. And then breathe out, focusing on your breath. And then we'll do a stretch for the elbows. So you're going to take your arm up like this, like you're waving high, and then you turn your wrist, but then you're going to rotate your wrist even more and take your other hand and twist it inwards. So you're twisting your pinky in towards closer to your body, and your thumb is going to twist out away from your body like this. Okay. So make sure your thumb is pointing away, or else you're rotating the wrong way. Does that make any sense, everybody? And then go ahead and switch to the other elbow here. This is more stretching the brachioradialis, which is the muscle here that you use to rotate the forearm and wrist. So that's a great stretch to open up the elbow joint. And take one more deep breath in. And pause. And breathe out, deep from the belly. Okay, and then now we're gonna do a little Qigong. So this one is from the 5 animal, sorry, not 5 element. 5 animal Qigong set. So it's called the bear. And so basically you're gonna try to imitate a bear scratching its back against a tree. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wave our arms around first from side to side like this. Just twisting and opening up, bringing out the spine and the hips. And then now you want to do is focus on keeping your feet grounded, so making sure your heels and toes are staying stable on the ground as you move and twist the arms like this. And then what you want to start to feel is your weight shifting. So when you move to the direction you're shifting towards, you're going to bring your arms with you. So you're going to move to the right, your arms are going to flow to the right, and vice versa. I'll slow it down for you guys. So this would be the bear Qigong. It's pretty simple. You could do this in the morning when you wake up to find your flow. I usually do this first thing when I wake up before I even start Tai Chi, just to warm up my body. Okay, so that's a little Qigong for you. And now we'll do some Tai Chi. So I'm going to show you a move from the form called Wave Hands Like Clouds. Oh, what's up, Hector? Sorry, I just saw this message. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Now we will do some meditation. So last week we learned about shamatha meditation, which is focusing on one single object of focus and having full concentration on it, which is great also for the flow. But for this week, there's another style of meditation I enjoy called Zazen, from Zen Buddhism. And this one is purely focused on your breath. So I think this is the greatest way to start learning how to meditate, because all those guided meditation, color meditation, binaural beat stuff is great, but if you really want to tap into the deep meditation, you have to really put in the work. So this is the easiest way to start putting in the work, I feel, because all you have to do is try to focus on your breath. But you'll soon find that it's very difficult. And that's why it's a great way of practicing the flow. So let's go ahead and close our eyes wherever you're standing or sitting. Just make sure it's safe. And what you want to do is slow down your breathing. Notice if you're breathing through your mouth more or your nose. And go ahead and start to breathe in through your nose and out of your mouth. And now as we breathe in and breathe out, we're going to try to use more of our diaphragm to breathe. This will help us focus easier on the breath and achieve our goal of meditation. So what you want to do is, as you breathe in and inhale, you want to feel that lower part of your stomach expanding. So go ahead and put your hands on there and breathe in, and you'll know you're doing it right if your hands start to come out and expand. And then you pause here You gotta engage that diaphragm. And then from that same area, you feel the muscle contracting. You're gonna push the air out. So this requires a lot of focus already because a lot of people don't even know how much focus it takes to breathe properly. So go ahead and practice this and try to focus only on this. If anything else comes into your mind, that's alright. Just kindly prompt yourself back into the breathing, and eventually it'll get easier. But let's go ahead and go through a couple rounds of breathing. So go ahead and breathe in deep into the diaphragm, expanding the belly and rib cage. And pause. And breathing out. And then go ahead and inhale. And pause. And breathe out. And vacuum into the stomach. So now I'll let you go ahead and try a few without my help, because the point of it is it's a more internal sense of being. Also, while you're doing this, you can place your hands together as a mudra to connect your energy from side to side. So if you're standing or sitting, you can join your hands together, and that'll help you to keep your focus. Sorry, my eyes were closed. I couldn't see. But yeah, I feel like you guys might have found the flow state by now, hopefully. But I want to end just with a little sound healing. Not with my tuning fork this time, actually with our voices. So we're going to do a little chanting to help heal the heart chakra. So the sound for that would be Yam, kind of spelled like yam, but pronounced with the O in the middle, so Yam. So what you want to do is you want to take a deep breath in, and then you're going to exhale while saying the word Yam. So just like this. Yam. And then go ahead and try it with me. So breathe in. Yam. And one more time. Yam. There you go. I hope you have found the flow, and if you still feel like you're struggling, getting a massage is a great way to help your body get into that alignment to be able to find the flow state, because this is what the aim of this video was to get you there. But if you might be a little more messed up than this, you definitely should come get my help. So book your session today, and if not, follow me on Twitch or YouTube for $10 off your next session, and I'll be announcing the next week's episode soon. Stay tuned. A couple announcements. Sale is ending August 8th. Rates going up next month. This week was freaking fantastic. All of you guys, I think we did like 30 something sessions. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we did almost 30 sessions, which is really good. And a lot of you have been making a lot of great progress and really sticking to your goals. So I'm really proud of you for taking that next step in your wellness. And for everyone on Twitch, please tune in if you're a gamer or a streamer. You definitely need this because I grew up doing that shit and it's only going to make your back worse and productivity slowly drop. So you might want to learn how to even get a better score in your game by entering the flow state. Alright, everybody, have a great night.